Hello everyone. So the question of the day is it easier to stay raw here in Thailand or in the UK or other countries that are a little bit colder? So I want to get into that. I've been out here in Thailand since about a week or something like that, just less than a week actually. And I've always been telling people that the UK and places like that are a really good place for being a raw vegan. That the fruit's excellent. The fruit in the supermarkets, amazing variety, and a lot of people don't bother eating the fruit and they eat processed food and stuff, and they say the fruit's really bad because they've never bothered actually eating any of it. And a lot of people will blame the fact that they're not raw, or they're not able to, change their diet on their environment and their circumstances and the people around them and all that kind of stuff. So I've always said that it's easier. It's a great place to be a raw vegan if you're in the UK. I've come over to Thailand, and it's easy to stay raw in Thailand, but for me. But it reminds me of exactly what I thought about Thailand when I came here 5 or 6 years ago, because I was told that it was maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago, that it was like this fruit paradise. The fruit was so much better, the fruit was so much sweeter, that everything was amazing. And what I'm seeing here at this time of year in this particular location that we're in Koh Phangan, is the fruit is very limited. So that doesn't bother me, by the way. But if you're asking me to make the comparison, and if you're asking if it would be easier for you or something to stay raw, I don't know. But the fruit, if you go to the fruit markets, you have mangoes, maybe papaya, watermelon, pineapple, and maybe a few other things like a few oranges or stuff like that. It's not this bountiful variety paradise of fruit that you might think, and it's the same with a lot of these not I don't want to say third world country, but tropical countries. They don't have an incredible variety of fruit. Now the mangoes are great. I really like the mangoes. I can happily live on the mangoes. The bananas I've not tried. The pineapples. Here's the one, because people always ask about pineapples, and they eat pineapples in the UK and say these aren't ripe and they make your mouth bleed and all that stuff. Um, I eat pineapples in the UK quite a lot. Uh, Pineapples make your mouth bleed, as far as I'm aware, not because of unripeness, but because of the enzyme that's in them. Anyway, pineapples here. There's some green ones. There's some yellow ones. It's kind of the same thing, and they're different flavors, textures, and no, I'm still seeing that people their mouth bleeds with some of these pineapples, and they're not necessarily 100% ripe either. They're still taken off a farm, transported to a market, so they're not necessarily completely ripe either. So, but yeah, there's some good pineapple here. The papaya I've not tried a lot of, but I really like the mangoes. I've had a little bit of durian so far. It's not really the season for it. Had a little bit of chempedak, was really good. A little bit of jackfruit was good. So there's things like that. But I'm kind of surprised the price. Prices are about the same as the UK. It's kind of maybe it's just in this area, but the price is not that different actually. Not that different, maybe a little bit different. Uh, Disappointingly enough. So maybe this isn't the best place for fruit, really. Maybe this isn't the best time of year. Maybe this particular location isn't great. I think I had better pineapples in Vietnam when I was in Vietnam. But yeah, I just want you to understand that uh, these places are not fruit paradises. You know, these places are people selling barbecue sausages on the side of the road and loads of cooked food restaurants. You know, everyone's not eating fruit here, and the tourists are mostly white people. It seems that are coming out for a party, and especially this particular island because it's known for a big full moon festival, Kopanjan. It's known for a big party festival, so people will drink or maybe smoke, maybe take drugs, who knows. But there is a lot of detox places in this particular area and vegan places and healing places, so it does have that side of it as well. It does have that side of it. Um, but I just want to emphasize the point that like there's no place in the world where being 100% raw will be easier apart from at a retreat or a festival where everyone's together, the food's provided, the accommodation's provided. That's the only place. You can't just go out to a particular country or a particular town and think that's going to support your raw food goals. It's not really going to work like that. And everyone that's been telling me, I'm really surprised at the people that tell me, oh, the fruit in Thailand, the fruit in this place, the fruit. I'm like, it's just fruit. It's like, it's okay. You know, it's not magic. And the mangoes here are good, but I can get mangoes like this in the UK. Not all year long, but I can get mangoes like this quite a lot in the UK. And I'm not even bothered about eating mangoes or not. Um, the durian, I looked at some durian yesterday. I'm like, this is nearly £10 for a small amount of durian, you know? And it's just like, you know, and I guess I can afford it, but I don't know. At some point, you just feel like, you know, do you really care that much about durian? And I guess it's probably not particularly special or good durian. Um, as I say, the papayas I've not really tried. Um, Pineapples are okay. Orange juice is pretty good if you get it. I think we're going to go on a few days. We're just going to eat mangoes for a few days. That feels good. But listen, don't come out to these places expecting these fruit paradises. I know that a lot of people in their mind come to these places and in their mind they go, oh, this fruit's so much better. Because they've never, people always say that. I went on holiday to Spain and the fruit was so much better in the local markets. I'm like, you've just never eaten fruit. That's why you think it's so much better. You know, oh, I went to these farmers markets in France and the tomatoes were incredible. And if you eat tomatoes back in the UK, they're terrible. No, they're not. Do you know what I mean? They're just not. It's probably the same tomatoes. It's just that people people have a really big problem with truth, a really big problem with reality, and they create this mythical story around things. Oh, the fruit in Thailand was better. It's not. It's not that much better if it is better. Um, but I go into a supermarket in the UK, there's 20 or 30 varieties of fruit, constantly changing. Um, there'll be stuff that's ripe and ready to eat right there that's perfect. And I come here and it'll just be the same stuff all the time. All the time. Mangoes, papayas, pineapples, bananas. All the time. And so if you're expecting major variety all the time, something different every day for you to try out, it's not going to be like that. And you're not going to find it easier to be raw here. The only places that are easier to be raw are at the fruit festival or at retreats, potentially. The only places that you will have no problem staying raw if you want. Anyway, Aubrey is 8 days raw here, so she says because it's so hot she only wants to eat raw food. She did want to eat cooked food the other day, but she kind of pushed on through that. And yeah, I mean it's the same thing. If you want to stay raw, you'll stay raw wherever you are, because it's easy wherever you are. Like there's fruit everywhere, and And that's all I really want to say about it. I don't know what's going through people's heads when they tell me that if you go out to Southeast Asia, there's these places with amazing fruit and all that. I'm like, it's fruit. It tastes it's not that much different, you know. It's like the Martha's Best papayas at Woodstock. There was people going wild for Martha's Best papayas, and I'm like, these aren't even average papayas that I would get in the UK if I want. You know, this is like less than the average type of papaya I can get in the UK. It's because I'm honest about it. Like, I actually seem to be engaged with reality. Everyone else wants to pretend that they eat fruit, and they want to give everyone, at a fruit festival especially, they want everyone to think that they're raw and all that. They ain't, but they like to pretend that they are, and they say the things that they think are right to say. The fruit's better in Thailand. Well, I always catch people out. I know that, okay, they don't really know what they're talking about. You know, oh, the fruit in the supermarkets in the UK is all terrible. Like, and that immediately makes me know they don't know what they're talking about, you know. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. It's not particularly easier, harder, better staying raw here than anywhere else. The weather's not going to change you, as far as I'm concerned. The culture here is not going to change you. There's plenty of other food here for you to have. And the fruit is good. I just don't think it's that much different. And I think if you want to stay raw, you're much better off coming to the UK Fruit Fest or one of the other fruit festivals or retreats. Fruitfest.co.uk/registration if you want to learn more about the fruit festival. There's not a lot of spaces left. Okay, thank you very much for watching.